I'd be more interested
Straight
in
line, yeah.
seeing something around here versus Florida.
Yeah, well, I'll get the
It was
address for you
taken
guys.
somewhere on the back roads to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, it's in a little
That would take you over
subdivision,
by
a
the
guy
village
put
or-
some tiny homes on it, I'd have to go back up there, and then I can have, call Marcy and have her go up there and look at it.
Any other questions for Randy?
What did I gave you a picture of the trailer mark, that one that slides off? Yeah. Yeah, see, what I'm thinking too is, I've got shops around the state, and I can take we've got a trailer that's designed for homes, and what we can do is build them in a building controlled element building with, that guys can work all year round, keep crews busy building these homes. And then we can just transport them to the site, and then put them off on a foundation, not a trailer, you're not gonna see any trailers up there. But I just wanted to show you some of these trailer units, I passed one around, didn't I, somebody looked at it.
Yeah, you did, it's right there.
But yeah, I mean, I can build those, like I say, in a building, and keep busy year-round building these things, cause I know it'll go.
What's the width of these, average, the width?
They'll be, 16, I think I figured I can haul up to 16 with a
16's
special
the max.
use permit.
16's as wide as you can. pretty
Yeah,
much
16
go.
as wide as you can go down the road, so it'd be 16 by 30, what is that, I think it was like 460 or something square foot,
You're right,
something like that, I think, yeah.
I thought you said 32, and that puts you at 512. 16.
Or yeah, and you can do 16 by 32, yeah, 16 by 30, I think I figured was for something, yeah. I mean, it's a nice little house, like I say, you have on a nice deck, you had on a screened-in porch off the back, you've got a garage or a carport, I mean, now the size looks, it's got good curb appeal. And it would fit these lots, either one of these lots, in that drawing, those two drawings that you got there. But no, I just wanted to present what I've got and, run it by you and just see what your comments are, and I appreciate it. And, I don't know how much more time.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
Is there any questions? Do you like what I've drawn? I mean, as far as the plans go?
Like I said, I told you my concern just with the
Yeah.
smaller half-acre lots with that much, just making sure that you'd have the room for the septic and the drain field, because.
I mean, it's possible that if I tweak the road a little bit, I could still do the 165-foot frontage.
Well, when we were.
And I can do
looking at, like,
160.
These two corners here, you've got your 165 on a straight line, and yeah, that cul-de-sac's taken up, so that'd be kind of a funky lot to have.
Well, the engineer designed that though, and you got your 60-foot, 66-foot right of way, and this would be the spin out here. Those are actually, 1.5 acre lots.
Just makes it a little different in the front.
No, I know, well, and I can tweak it, that was something that I
Oh,
took
I
a
get
half a day and designed it.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's all got
planning and
tweaked.
actually what it comes out to is always,
No,
planning.
exactly.
I understand.
Now, the one with the survey, that you said that's 1.5 acre lots there?
Well, they're
They're on there.
1.2, all the way up
It says
to
right on it.
3,
Each lot
4
has a-
acres.
Each
Yeah.
lot, I think, is noted on there.
Oh, okay.
It gives the lots.
Oh, okay, 1 acre
Right.
lots,
Yeah.
okay.
1.9, 1.4, 1.5, 4.2.
But I guarantee you this, if I get 1 or 2 models in there, then you're gonna see that it's gonna sell. And I've already got my sights on a few other pieces of property that I'll probably end up buying once I get this going. Cause I'm not gonna give everybody his brother builders, my ideas. So I'm just gonna, and I can get the financing, I could build the whole frickin' park right now, so.
Very good. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for being interested in, the Cato Township.
Yeah, I've always liked Lakeview, it's a beautiful area. People are a lot more friendly than when you go to Grand Rapids, I'll tell you that.
And the spaces in between.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Anything else to add, Marcy, too? No, good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, what drawing, are you guys gonna keep some of the drawings and then I'll grab the rest of them back? I think you,
Let's hear it. I think you can grab this one.
okay, so you got the,
I have both of them.
okay,
I
does
think we all
everybody
have-
have
I think we all
both
have
the
both.
site plans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, know, and one thing I'll add too, is I got a friend of mine, and I wish I would've got on the bandwagon sooner, but he's got a septic system that'll work in any type of soil. Any type of soil.
I've looked into them too, and good luck up there, or down in Stanton. The
The health
infiltrators.
department, yeah.
Yeah, they,
Well,
Sandy
they
Lowe, you have to do this. I was
No,
like,
they're,
there's so many better systems out there, come on.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they wouldn't listen to me, so I don't know.
Well, there's some that I could get approved of, there's several ones on the market, they're a little more pricey than regular septic. You know, you're talking $4,000 to $5,000 for a regular septic with a 1,500 gallon tank and, you know, in a bed that's what, 20, 30 by 40, so 1,200 square foot bed. I don't know what size, you probably got about
I got
1,200.
17 something, but I just put in a regular with a 2,000 tank was their minimum,
Okay,
and my cost for material was over 11,
okay.
between tanks, pipe, and stone.
Yeah, okay, well, it's going up.
That was last fall, so.
Alright.
Might have been.
Well, we do everything ourselves.
I do too.
I do excavating, I do landscaping.
That was my cost as the excavator, and then I charged.
That was
labor
your
on
cost,
top of it.
oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
You can do mound systems, you can do an engineered system, I mean, there's, anything is possible.
Thank you, Randy.
All right, thank you. That's mine,
Okay, next on our agenda then is, go back to old business, lakefront residential ordinance. I think you all received a copy from Jenny.
Anybody there?
What's that?
Or where we were at progress-wise?
Yep. And, we have our, obviously, chapter 19, section 1901. We came up with a purpose there. Lands of districts are characterized by uses that are strongly oriented towards the residential and recreational experience and enjoyment of surface waterways and shorelines of Cato Township. It is the intent of this district to provide regulations on land located along lakefront and shoreline areas of the township. Purpose of regulations is to recognize the unique physical, economic, social attributes of lakefront and shoreline properties, and to ensure that the structures and uses in this district are compatible with
And protect, I got it up there.
of these unique attributes. And you just gotta change that period in the end there, after shoreline properties.
Change the period,
Yeah, the second sentence, or the last sentence,
make that properties comma, and then a small a.
You wouldn't need the comma, just make it, don't have the sentence.
Yeah,
Okay, just get rid of it altogether.
here are the end.
Where's my grammar beads here?
I don't think any of our ordinances is grammatically correct. We just run on sentences everywhere.
I know, that was, I was trying to get away from.
1902 there, permitted uses, no land or buildings in this, LR district shall be used, erected, altered, or converted in full or in part, except for the following purposes by right. We have the single-family detached dwellings, we have a state licensed residential child, state licensed residential child, family daycare, and adult care facilities. Number 3 there, accessory buildings and structures and uses, and then parks, playgrounds, and playground areas and other passive open space areas. Then we have our 3 or 4 other sections that we added there towards the end, so. My thought is, tonight, is to get some bullet points on each one of these, 1903, 4, 5, and 6. And we can expand on those. Okay, expand on them tonight too, come on.
Cheese, Dave.
And I think you all have a copy of the Honeymoon Heights, yes? which is one of our major, lakes, and they have, what do I wanna say, some bylaws. A lot of them,
I think they do.
so, that we can see and consider. So let's move to 1903, special land uses. What do you wanna see, or what should we see in that section?
I'm gonna pull up what our current ordinance has on the other districts for kind of a standard.
I think campground should be in the special land use.
Special land use.
Campground. Joe and I don't have a book, so. Randy's currently working on our books, and I'll her that, making, updating them, making copies for us, so.
I don't know what happened.
I'm trying to go to 1903.
It got smaller.
So in the special land uses, you, like if I'm looking at the one for the Sydney Township, they've got all these bullet points of different things. Does that mean that they can't do those things without a special permit or something? Do them, is that what that means?
You can't do anything outside of the originally stated ones for land use. Anything extra that falls under special land use requires special permission.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Fine. You're all set on the meeting too.
What's that?
You're good on the meeting.
Oh, okay.
So a couple of ones I handed out last meeting, Jay referred to, Sydney, Pearson, I got. Talk about bed and breakfast establishments. Private or public schools.
But the major home occupations. We talked about that in the.
Yeah.
It'd probably be easiest to pick one of these ordinances, and we can tweak it to what we want it to be. But start with something like one of these things, like either Pearson or Sydney would be my recommendation. Theirs is the more completed one, but it's entirely up to you. I have Winfield too. Not very good, it's not very much there.
What do you all think?
I'm just looking through what our existing zoning has, and it's all pretty standard as far as what they allow for special uses. Obviously, we wouldn't allow, we've got farm implementation sales, utility public service buildings, junkyard, so that those wouldn't be lakefront residential, but just trying to maintain the cohesiveness of what we've got. And then we actually, I didn't realize we have a PUD. Oh, where's it at? A planned unit development ordinance, chapter 14, already in there, which would be what Mr. Lau was talking about. But as far as the special uses, it would be, our first one, and all of them is country clubs, golf courses, riding stables, those would not apply to lakefront residential. Roadside stands not exceeding 200 square feet for the sale of produce grown on the premise.
What section are you at?
I'm just looking, right now I'm in, 6.02 special land uses for rural residential. And they all look very similar between rural residential, agricultural residential. Excuse me. I hadn't gotten there yet. Suburban residential, same thing, roadside stands. Utility public safety would be group take care homes. Again, being lakefront residential, I don't know how many special uses you'd wanna actually list, considering what we're trying to establish it for.
Right. In suburban residential, Jake, it says they have listed, home occupations except as noted in sections 3.14.
And I guess I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are for what you would have for a special use on a lakefront residential.
There's not a whole lot.
Do you think a school would ever, we don't have property available for school, so. We've already covered the daycares,
Yep.
single family dwelling.
I could see potentially a bed and breakfast.
So should we put something, a home-based business, I mean, that would be considered a home-based business. Not accepted in 3.14. Which. Home occupation.
I know that the campground inside Townley Lake already has a boat launch in it, and I don't know that it's ever been approved, so do we wanna keep that from happening to more spots on the lake?
Like it's a private boat launch
Uh-huh,
that they're
like the
charging?
campground that they pull boats in and off from.
The township owned it, right?
No,
Oh, you're not talking about,
I'm not talking about Belvedere where the
yeah, boat launch.
DNR's boat launch.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
I'm talking about somebody in Cato that has a campground that has a boat launch on it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know they had a boat launch there.
There's tons of stuff there.
I mean, I guess it, like, my neighbor Lou has a boat launch, it's gravel docks that he uses to put his boat in and out, like, don't think we need to specify that he can or can't use his property to put his boat in. I mean, I used to put my boat in.
But that's what this says, is boat launches.
Right, and the lake pond in Cato's got public boat launches on it.
Oh, so does that one,
Mine
but
doesn't.
people don't use it. guy has boat launch over there, it doesn't matter to me, he's got tons of boats over there, he's got tons of boats over there. And we all know that the Belvedere boat launch is horrendous. DNR's not fixed it yet, so.
So, do we have a consensus on what we wanna put on these special land uses? One bullet point would be,
I don't think a bed and breakfast would fall into the exceptions. Like, none of them would apply to it. Which I know that is a thing that people have talked about, being able to, especially on lakefront. But again, how do you, right, the ordinance that says you can do it, but you gotta do it this way, or you can't do it, so people are gonna do it. If they,
See, one's got cemetery, and then you got cemetery here.
but anybody, nobody's gonna make their, tear their house up and turn it into a cemetery next to a lake, I mean.
I don't think so.
I guess some of the special land uses always apply to other properties, but not so much to lakefront residential. We're making it out of what's already residential, rural residential, and just changing it to be lakefront, and these are, so I thought part of that was to make it so you could have different setbacks, because living on a lake, setbacks for road frontage doesn't always apply. Like, you can't build your pole barn behind your house, or in front of your house, when technically on a lake, that's your back of your house.
Right.
I think was what the concerns that were brought up, not so much special land uses. But we can always revisit special land if we get
So do we
some
even
input.
need a section 1903, or do we wanna refer it back to 1902?
That's the problem. If it's sitting there, special land uses, what do we put down? We have, I mean, I guess we could ask some questions of the public and see what they think. If they think there would be a scenario to need a special land use.
okay, so what was that one thing?
Well, okay, so let me ask this question. So we know we already have a park out there, and if that guy didn't get a special use permit to do it, was to keep more houses on the lake from doing that. Maybe that's where it falls in. If you wanna put a park in, you have to have a special use permit. Cause I know other townships have like certain parts of the lake where somebody's come in and created little campgrounds, but they have to have a special use permit every year to do it. Every year they have to renew it. Maybe that's what it's for?
I mean, is there properties in Cato on lakes that would allow for even that? I know, like, so
Probably.
my lake is a private lake, no public launch, and there's already established parks in the subdivision of Lake Forest that are actual parks for the landowners to use. But I don't think nobody's ever gonna build like a campground out of them. We can't, nobody owns it. So,
I don't know that there is any vacant land around Tamarack, on Townsend like that. What is there
Pretty
around?
much developed.
And there's nothing like that around Tamarack. So, what is there? What else is between Townley and Tamarack and Lake and Cato? Which is private.
private, yeah. Which this zoning is gonna affect. I mean, there are some vacant lots on Lake Forest, but unbuildable. Did never get accepted.
Okay, let's step down to 1904 then, site requirements.
So is all of the lakefront properties in Cato currently rural residential? Nothing we haven't fallen into suburban. So everything we would be adjusting would be off of the rural residential. Okay.
we wanna talk about heights.
It is currently 35 feet, I think is what our current is.
Is that 1905?
Nineteen oh four.
Well, 1984 was site requirements, that's the size of the lots. But then development requires them to be the height and stuff, right?
Where are you getting the 30? Oh, right there. 35 feet, but that's not entirely true. Cause I had a different restriction for my building,
Is that for your barn or your house?
it was for the barn. Cause I had to get a variance cause it was over 18 feet, and you have different, it's different heights in different areas,
Yeah,
correct?
every district has its own
Yeah,
rules.
so that didn't even fall under here at all. Cause we've had a couple come across here for heights and they're only 35, but again, for the dwelling.
So. What are we talking about here?
Well, it's the first bit. Let's see where it says, for like the accessory buildings or like your barn, that height requirement.
Minimum floor area.
Yep, we have minimum and maximum on floor area.
One thing that doesn't end under 1,000 square feet. Minimum. They're also 35 feet.
Height. Anything else? So is there a thought there of putting heights at 35 feet? Okay.
35 feet what, on the house?
On the dwelling, yeah.
And that's in development requirements or requirements?
Site,
Site
we're
requirements?
talking about the 1904. What about setbacks? Want a front and a side and a rear?
This says rear is at least 20 foot in depth from the rear lot line, side yard 20 feet.
Is that combination with both sides together, or is there a minimum on one side?
Total side yard shall be 20 feet in depth, but no side yard shall be less than 7 feet from the side lot line. For parcel 70 feet or less in lot width and water frontage, the minimum side yard requirement shall be 7 feet.
So 7 feet minimum with a total of 20.
Yep.
That's what it's currently written at, which makes me wonder why we've had issues with that. It's
No, this is not ours, this is
Oh.
one of the examples.
I'm looking at what we've got for rural residential, we've got, yeah, that's 30 feet front and 30 feet each side, non-residential 50 feet each side.
Right.
So, but currently it's quite large for any size
It's
big
for a
lot.
lake lot, maybe a little smaller.
Do we think 7's too close?
So
Or,
almost 18, probably
I mean, what's town line at now? I know it's in Belvedere, but like some of those houses seem like they're 4 feet apart.
A lot of them are 5.
And that gets,
4 or 5.
that's, I think, too close.
I know
So-
when you build on one of the back lots on town line, you have to be 10 feet off the line, or you can need a variance. Cause
So
my
I
son
think
had to
you
get
gotta have a
one.
hard solid 7 feet would, if it's 7 and 7, any new house is going up, you'd at least have room to
Yep.
walk
Walk
through the
through.
boarding
Yep.
area.
or fire hose.
Or fire hose, yeah, that's, I
Yeah.
don't think any of us are developing any of the lakes that soon, but if we don't write it now, it could be a problem later.
Right.
So 7 foot would be a
So
solid.
7 minimum with a total of 20?
Yeah. So is, I guess Marcy, do you know how, like, I know like on Lake Forest, it's, every lot is 60 feet, but every parcel is 2 of them. So we have 120 feet, so we don't have that issue. I know in Townley, some of those lots are only like 30, 40 feet wide
They're
to start
60.
with.
They're pretty much 60, I have that in my.
Yeah, unless they were split, like I was dealing with one that was a lot and a half, because the half, it got split.
Right.
So
So
it
if
was
you got
90
60
feet,
you had a 30-foot house,
it was 90 by
you
120,
don't have any room for anything.
and it's 10 feet,
Yeah,
10 feet on the side.
so just trying
The
to
lot
keep it so
line.
we have space between buildings, but not to the point where something's unbuildable.
Well, if you got 7 on one and 7 on another, you got 14 feet minimum there, right?
As long as it's not a fence in the middle.
Well, it could be. Some lake lots allow them, some don't.
I don't think we have many large parcels on lakes that would ever be split at this point anyway. Like, not saying that it doesn't exist,
Right.
but I guess that's what we're writing this for, is to protect possible future, so 14 feet between buildings would be a minimum.
You would say somebody doesn't buy 2 or 3 homes and demolish them, and,
Right.
you know, know what you do.
So
'Cause that's-
35
that
foot
happens.
height and 7 foot on each side.
Yep, minimum with a total of 20.
Okay.
Front, which would be lakeside. I mean, I've seen 25, I've seen 30. I think right now,
It's 25.
Honeymoon has 25.
Is that lake frontage?
It's like 25 feet.
Honeymoon Park doesn't have that much lakefront lot though. Many of
Honeymoon
them
says all new construction of a single lot shall have minimum setback of 25 feet from the front line.
Yeah.
Minimum 5 feet clearance from the back or side lots, building sites containing more than one lot, side to side, clearance of at least 10. So do I do 25? 30? 50?
25. I guess I do, what's that measurement from?
The
normal high water mark.
It says
High water mark.
That's what it says here.
Right now, I'm violating. Violating by